Whew. So, time to start the boat. Okay. Great. We have a voltage maximum. Here is the stuff. Super clean. This look. A couple of drops. There too. Guys. Turn the fridge on. Should be. That certainly smells like a new rudder bearing. Yeah. Alright. This a bit more properly. Fold it up. And that looks like rudder bearing is in. There's the grease screw. That's fine. Right. Well, okay. Autopilot, etc., etc. Open that window a little bit. Tiny bit of fresh air. And then let me drop my stuff. Whew. Oh man. So that should be smooth as butter. Nice. So I'll give you a little tour later, but first I need to check that everything is in place and that things are appropriate, because the guys are leaving in about an hour, and if anything needs to be done I need to be quick. So back in a moment. So first things first, let's look a bit at safety. I asked one of the life jackets to be checked, and for the fire extinguishers to be replaced, because they were far beyond their supposed change date. So let's take a look at our tiny boats. 3 fire extinguishers. One is in here. Yeah, that's brand new. Alright. Then we have another one. This is why I put on slip-on shoes and quickly go down. This one's been checked. 2027 on the little tab. and I think everything else was still in time. Yes, that's later 26. Second fire extinguisher is here. That is also brand new. And then there was a third one, which I think is, yes, there's a third one, and that also has been replaced. Good. And I have a rule: whenever I see one of these, I just move it, just so they stay exercised. Same with these. There's the valves. Exercise. Exercise. Here's something that I need to look at later. That little T-piece needs, it's not the right size, it needs updating. So, that is that. See if things are working. I don't hear the familiar beeps, but instruments are not turning on. Am I missing anything? Yes. Okay. There. Battery switches. Right. We have wind instruments. And we should have... should also have environmental monitor. Water temperature 12.3. okay, it's maybe not something I want to dive into right now. Right, so let's leave that. Wind, that looks like it's doing something. AIS, well, we'll get to that in a moment. It is actually receiving. Right, I do have one of the questions on one item, so let's go up. Okay, so general state of the boat is good. We have pretty much everything in place that's supposed to be in place. There's a couple more checks to do, as always, right? Safety checks, engine checks, and I will do that over the weekend, over the course of several days, and then maybe take the boat out for a little test ride, and then on Monday I will sail to the summer harbor if the weather is good. So wish me luck. Now it's time for unpacking, because there's still a huge pack right next to me, full of all kinds of stuff that I jammed in there, so that needs to be organized, sorted. I need to check what's on the boat, and then eventually go for a shopping run. So still lots to do today, but we'll get there. So welcome back on the boat. Just went for a quick trip to IKEA. This is day one. We're still on the harbour, haven't moved the boat at all. That'll probably happen in the next 1 or 2 days. But as always, there's lots of things that I'd like to improve on the boat, and as a friend of mine said, as soon as you have ideas, you find sort of the materials in all kinds of places. So what do we get? Well, today was a run to IKEA and a place called Dollar Store. I didn't know that existed here in Europe, but there's one in Sweden apparently. Anyway, from IKEA, the regular Ziploc bags, always useful. I have 2 blankets. These are lightweight blankets with polyester fiber filling, so that they don't retain so much moisture. Easy to dry, slightly less comfortable, but easy to dry, and they don't grow so easy mold. So that's one. That's 2. They also happen to be the cheapest, which is a nice bonus. Little garbage bin for the toilet. It's pretty much the smallest I could find. some towels, and let's see what else did we get. Oh yeah, speaking of building stuff, I got these. So these are little sort of wooden panels that you can click together, and I thought they'd be really good in the shower here because well, you haven't seen it yet, but the shower is actually it's got a plastic bottom, and when it gets a little bit wet, you always get wet socks over there. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit of wood paneling and, might help over there. They still need to be cut to size. So what else did we get? Oh, let me grab my other bag. We got some fitted sheets. Two of them. They say fitted sheets, but they will never fit because one bed is triangular and the other one is a parallelogram, so it's never going to work. But anyway, sheets are always nice. We have some covers for the blankets. I got some lemonade because sometimes it's nice to drink something else than just plain water. Then we have some extra drying towels because I noticed we were running a bit low. And from Poundland, sorry, it's not Poundland, Dollar Store, just some small thingies. I was actually going for something else, but you know, they didn't have what I was looking for, so we have that. I have a battery hiding in here somewhere, a small CR 2450, which are kind of hard to find. But also we get some yarn to fix the some windows on one of the spray hoods, and that is pretty much it. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the battery, 2450 for a dive watch. So there you go. Quick run to the shop, and we come back with lots and lots of stuff as always. And now I need to find space for all of this. So yeah, see you in the next one. So, fun story. I'll show you what the problem is. So, for a while now, these things, called the deck leads, have been ever so slightly loose. Now that's not a big deal. Normally, you just have to tighten them. The big question is, how do you get there? So, you'd think, okay, through there. Nope. That is not possible. That is a completely closed cabin. So, in my next attempt, I'm taking a different route and going through the bedroom, because it seemed to be that there will be a way to do this. So let's go to the bedroom. Sorry for the mess. And normally this is a bed. Right now it's a bit of a mess, as you can imagine. So what I've done, initially I thought, okay, well, the location of the cleat, right, it's behind there. So I thought, okay, I'll need to get through here, and then this panel will slide out towards us. That is not the case. That panel is glued in like hell, so you will never get there. Now, then I found out that there are panels at the back, and I've removed one of them. That looks quite promising. And in typical Nayard fashion, they make everything very, very complicated, but very nice. So I think that if I remove this panel, that might get me access to that panel, and that then might get me access to that cleat. Let's find out. Well, okay. I think it's not even right. would be behind there somewhere. But I think, alright, so little update. I don't think this is the way to access that either. Plus, I really don't like the way that these cables are run. It's the radar, some other shit, some random, and this is probably for the solar panel with some lots of gunk over there. Yeah, but behind that it's solid, so there's no way to access anything in there either. Well, on top of that, all of this is fixed in place. Well, this panel is screwed in by this, and I'm not getting underneath there either, so I have no idea how I thought that this will work, but I think there's nothing else to do but to use some destructive maintenance. So yeah, I need to measure this out, but if I drill a hole over there or some large access hole, then maybe that is the best way of getting access to those cleats. The saga continues. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. I'm going to put all of this back together, and there's also this little board that I unglued, so got to glue that back in. But I'll put it back together, go through it with a vacuum cleaner, and then I will have a bedroom again. So see you next time. So, quick update on the rear cleat story. So I was getting a bit desperate, and I wanted to check one last thing. So come with me to the bedroom, and I'll show you what I found. So here is the rear corner of the bedroom, right? And there's a little seat, comfy seat, where, you know, for people like us. Now, yesterday I was trying to access behind here by trying to take away the panels at the bottom here, and that didn't work, right? So before I start digging holes or drilling holes or cutting holes in this beautiful wooden panel, which goes all the way to the other side of the bed, I thought I'd try and remove these planks and see what I could find. So as that's the last thing I can remove without actually destroying something, right? So I started doing that. Of course, first you have to take out one of the few planks in the middle. Just put them back so I can show you how to take these out. But yep, turns out if you take these planks out, there's actually a little gap behind, and well, these are not the right bolts. These are bolts, yes, but not the right bolts. But if we just in the corner over there, if I bring it in real close, seems to be a gap, and behind there are some bolts, and I think there should be a second one hiding over there as well. So that gives me hope. I'm gonna try and fit a spanner in there somehow. Doesn't seem to be an enormous amount of space, but hopefully it's just about big enough. Now, the thing about this boat, right? So this is a Naya 373 from 2000. The thing about this boat is it has so many clever things integrated in it. The engineers have really gone to town, trying to find ways of doing things and still hiding everything behind all of this wooden stuff. Now, I'm more of a technical person. I'm not really... it doesn't need to be so woody for me, but I couldn't believe that they would not give you access to the rear cleats and would just glue that into place. So I'm very happy that I found this. I will now try to tighten them, and then it's on to the next job. I'll let you know whether it worked or not. Alright, so that was one. That went pretty smoothly. I did not, unfortunately, have a socket that would fit. These only go up to 19 and I needed a 22. Everything on this boat is a little over dimensions, including all of the hardware, which is one of the reasons I actually decided to buy it, because, you know, so we'll get into this later. It's always a balance, but technically these things are super strong and super heavily built, and despite all of the wood shenanigans, this is actually a super robust boat. So yeah, now there's the other cleat, and that's on the other side of the bed, so I'll go over there and fix that, and then we're done with the cleats. After borrowing a socket from one of the neighboring boats, managed to tighten both cleats, so yeah, that ain't going nowhere, as the saying goes. So yeah, the other one's over there without the rope, so you can see what they look like, and they are what holds the boat in place in the harbour in case of a storm. So there you go. One job down, a million more to go.